Hello there, folks. Just going to talk to you. I don't even know where my... Okay, it's over on this side over here. That's where I'm supposed to look, I guess, so I don't look like a complete fool. Anyway, it's too late for that. I'm Scott here. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about a job that I just completed on my GL1200 Aspencade. Had a leaky front crank seal. And I just came through the process of pulling that seal out. And I wanted to share some things that I've learned so that if you have to do this on your own at some point in time, you might have different expectations than with respect to how it comes out than what you watch on YouTube when you see other videos on taking crank seals off of bikes and cars. So here we are. Here is where I'm at. Now, if you've done any work on these GLs, it's an 84 1200, you know that it takes a bit of time to get down to this point where you're pulling out the rad and you are taking the front casing covers, timing belt covers off. You're loosening off your timing belt tensioners on one there and one there, and you're pulling the timing belts off, and you get to this point here. Well, you don't get to this point here because, as you can see, these gears, they were on the crank here. There's two of them. Just a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, they go on here. I'm gonna have fun putting them back on again, I'm sure, because I had a lot of fun taking them off. The first one, I'm not sure if they're interchangeable or not. They look like they could be. The first one, it was on here. I sprayed some WD-40 in this area here. Obviously, I'd taken the bolt out that holds this piece here on, right? That's what it looks like. Take the crank bolt out, and then I just started with a screwdriver tapping either side. And eventually this one did loosen up and I was able to pull it off. But the second one, which is seated right in here, wasn't that easy to pull. And, it wouldn't budge. So I ended up going and grabbing one of my pullers. Problem with this puller is, and maybe you guys have different pullers, but this piece right here, which is supposed to sit here, so that you can actually wrap the arms around the pulley and pull it off. Well, it fits, as you can see, right inside the hole there, and that's a threaded hole, so you don't want to be messing with that. So what I did was I put the crank bolt back into the crank, and I used that bolt to hold the puller so that I could pull it off. And eventually, after several tries, I was able to get the second gear pulled out of there. And then the fun part really started at that point, because I'm thinking, okay, I got the gears out. I must be home free now, because here's the seal. And when you watch the videos on how to remove the seals, they say, well, drill a hole in the seal, which I attempted to do right there, and put a screw through it, and then you just take a pair of pliers or whatever and you pull it out. Well, let me tell you, that wasn't that easy, because when you look at these GL1200 seals, there's actually a steel band all the way around that edge, the inside of it, and you can also see here where I think it may have failed. There is a spring that goes around the inside, as you can see here, and on this seal here there's a couple of spots where you can see it kind of folded over right here and there, and that caused my leak that became so bad that it was the oil was literally pouring out of my timing covers. So, well, the moral of the story here is you're not going to really be able to get, I think you're having a difficult time to screw or to drill through this thing. So what I resorted to doing was taking a very fine screwdriver and carefully prying from here without trying to scratch the inside of this. Now you can see that maybe I did tiny bit of scratching right here, but I have seen a guy on YouTube say, you don't have to worry about this surface too terribly much. It's I don't know to believe that or not. I'll probably just sort of smooth that out with some emery cloth or something like that, or just some very fine sandpaper before I put the new seal in, which I am still waiting for. I've been waiting over a week now, but hopefully next week it's going to come in and we'll get the job done. But anyway, that's what I learned, guys. You can't really drill through these things because this thing is it's got a solid piece of metal, and it ended up that it just bent it. Couldn't penetrate it with the drill, and so I had to resort to prying it. Didn't have much of a choice. All right, good luck with your jobs. Take care, guys.